Hello, I'm Anthony Davidson from the ICT Technical Training Team. I'm the South Pacific trainer. Today we'll be taking a look at our tSec reader range, and with one of the issues being the flashing of alternating lights on our tSec readers of green and blue. Let's grab a tSec reader out of the box and have a look at why this happens and to hopefully prevent you from have it happening and interfering with your installations. Okay, let's grab a tSec reader and have a quick look. Here is our ICT tSec reader out of the box. As you can see from the illustration here, I've wired up our power wires and I have separately wired in my WeGang interface using my white and green data pair and my RS485 interface using my violet and yellow data pair. So at the moment, our reader is not locked into any format. So I can plug in my WeGang connections into my reader module, and this reader hasn't had any changes done as yet, so it will be in ICT open mode, so WeGang mode for open readers. Of course, one of the benefits, as we know from 485, is we're having to use 4 wires at the moment. If we switch over to ICT 485, we end up only having to use our 2 485 wires. Beneficial for us. With the reader will stay in WeGang mode, even with the RS485 wiring connected. So I'll plug in my ICT 485 wires, which are now connected in. You'll notice that if I do badge, okay, I don't get any progress tones because my reader is still in WeGang mode. The output on this reader port by default is set to WeGang mode, so it won't convert over to RS485. Let's have a quick look at that in our programming for our GX. And WX is just the same. So let's go to our GX programming and jump into our controller. So if we jump over to our system, I can go to my expanders. I can then bring up my reader expanders, and I'm connected to port 2 on my reader expander. I'll change both ports so you can see that the original ones will also synchronize. I'll save that data, and most importantly, because it is a reader expander command, we do need to do a module update, and we need to confirm that the module update goes through as well. So that can take, on a first load, that can take up to 10 to 15 seconds to go through. So we'll keep an eye on our reader. As soon as that module update completes, a couple of things will happen over on our test board. There we go, we've completed our module update. So let's go back to our test board and have a little look. And you'll notice that a couple of things have happened on our test board. Our existing readers, which are in ICT 485 mode, have now gone to a solid blue. Also, our 485 reader is now functional in 485 mode, and it is locked into that mode. So even if we disconnect the reader altogether, it'll warn us, and straight away we'll get our symptom of why this video is for with our blue and green flashing light. Okay, so to restore the connection and stop the blue-green flash, we reconnect it to ICT 485 mode, brings it back to the system, so it synchronizes on the data bus. Remember that it's encoded from now the reader to the reader port using our ICT 485 protocol. It's not open slather like it was with our WeGang. So what we'll do is we'll give our reader a quick power cycle. I'll disconnect the RS485 port, and I will quickly power recycle the reader. So when the reader first boots, for 2 minutes, you can use, and these can be ordered from our ICT support department, a reader reset card or a config reset card. Okay, you can see there that we've gone back to our blue and green flash. So if I badge my reset card, within the first 2 minutes, what will happen is that will reset the reader, and the reader will go off and do a little restart, and it will put itself back into out-of-the-box mode. So it will either be usable for WeGang or 485, depending on your needs. The other way we can do this with our Bluetooth readers is quite handy as well. So if we do have a reader that is locked into 485, so I'll put this reader back into 485 mode again. I simply plug it in. I wait for a couple of moments, make sure I can get a badge through. If I disconnect the reader, so I go back to having my weird, wonderful symptoms, I will now start getting my blue-green flash. Okay, I'll quickly power cycle my reader because I can only utilize the Bluetooth programming interface for the first 2 minutes of the reader being powered up, which is a good security measure. Okay, people can't just walk around the site with a Bluetooth reader and then jump into the system to do any reprogramming. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our lab system and we'll fire up our mobile. So this is my mobile phone, courtesy of Samsung. On the App Store and Play Store, there's an application called Protege Config. And this is downloadable. It's free to install. You will need to speak to support to have yourself set up with mobile credential settings and a user account. Once you've done that, you can freely log into the program and we'll set ourselves up with a profile. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a default profile. I've already got one here that's called Master Reset. What I'll do is just to demonstrate that it does actually work, I'll remove that Master Reset one and I'll show you how easy it is to add our own in. So we'll add in a device mode, select OK. We're going to say factory default and we're going to call this one Master Reset. Save. Okay, so now that I've got my Master Set profile in there, I can actually highlight my profile and I can select my reader that I wish to program. That'll utilize the Bluetooth on my phone. It'll go off and it'll find the readers that I wish to program. In this particular case, I know which reader this one is. So I'm going to apply my changes. So that will know it'll go off and write to my reader. So what happens is my reader will flash, accept the download, and then it will actually do a restart. It's gone into restart mode there, which has now put it back into factory default, or as we say, out of the box mode. Okay, so that app from the Play Store or the App Store, very powerful tool. Please feel free to download that and utilize it. It also has a built-in mobile credential test interface as well, so you can test your mobile credentials and you can of course adjust the Bluetooth proximity distance based on your mobile phone input and output. Okay, I hope that clears up any of the blue-green reader issues that you guys have been having. Tune in because there's going to be more of these help videos coming up very shortly. And thanks for your attention from the team at ICT. We'll talk to you next time.